What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Banner Saga 2. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and continue this wondrous little strategy game that actually, it causes me a great amount of pain. This game is actually pretty difficult if you're not strategically minded like me. I don't mean that I'm strategically minded, I mean that you lack a strategic mind like me. There we go. That sentence was a little precarious, but I figure you get what I meant. I try not to be too egotistical on the channel. Around to hear you yelling, a harsh voice reaches your ears, followed by the laughter of several others. Your abrupt halt alerts Folka, who immediately signals the ravens to fan out and draw their weapons. Let's investigate. Over the rise, a group of 10 haggard fighters and a few varls surround a half-dozen peasants in a broken wagon. A woman spots you and shouts, "Help us!" but a punch to the stomach drops her to the snow. The fighters turn, ready to fight. Just give us what's in the wagon. Ha! One man says, "We were going to eat what's in that wagon when we finish with these folks. We're starving." "Then you'll die hungry. Charge!" The man's confidence melts away and he and all his fighters flee from your assault. You give chase for a time but soon return to the wagon and the peasants. "Thank you," the woman who was punched earlier says. "I'm Sepha. I know you don't want us around, but if you're heading towards Bindle, we'll follow your path." "Alright, fine, but the food is ours." "Payment for saving you," you say. The woman nods her understanding, but to your surprise, the wagon is nearly empty. "We'll keep our distance," Sepha says, "but we'll be behind you." You grunt and walk off. Hooray, we got one supply. A meager turkey burger was all that we were able to pull from the wreckage of that situation. A couple of Raven scouts take off to check out the cluster of tents ahead. "Refugees of Ormsdollar," one of them says upon returning. "They've got a sizable camp and seem disciplined. They know we're here," the scout adds. "No sense in trying to avoid them." You take the lead and approach the refugees. Hopefully they're not mean refugees. A hooded man with a red spear greets you. "My name's Bach, and this is Lofn, your bulwark of the ravens, and is this your wife?" You are confused as much by this question as the fact that no one is with the man. "Who's Lofn?" He moves his spear forward a foot. "Lofn, my advisor of sorts." You look at Falca and snort. "You're the second spearman we've met who's more than a little touched." The man stares at Folka, a dangerous look on his face. "If you're finished having your laugh, I'll tell you why I've come to you." "Fine, but make it quick." "I'm leading this large group of trained fighters and tradesmen from Ormsdollar, and we're looking for a new home. We've done what it takes to survive out here, but they're starting to lose faith in me." "You want us to reinforce your control?" "No, I want you to take over. Lead us someplace we can live. Lofn and I weren't meant for keeping others alive." "And what do I get in return?" "For one, we won't kill you." Bach smiles, but there's no humor in his eyes. "We'll share the food we've collected and fight alongside you should there be a need." He stops and confers with his spear. "Spoiling you, Lofn is. We'll even spread the word of how great the ravens are." "Alright, we'll take you as far as Bindle." Bach kisses the metal of his spear and smiles. "You have my thanks. Oh, and Lofn thanks you as well." I don't know if this was a wise choice. I did it mostly for the free supplies. Then again, they may eat through more than that before we arrive at Bindle. Whoa, what's up with the weather? The unyielding snowfall is proving too much for the humans who now vainly attempt to follow your large footprints. In truth, the sky around your surroundings lack enough contrast to know where you're going, and it's cold. "Trees over here," Folka manages to say, motioning with her spear. The foliage blocks some of the wind, but does nothing for visibility. With no other options, you burrow into the snow, cloaked in your bear fur.
Darkness. Lightning. Someone pulling in the energy. Painful.
"Burke, wake up, you damn bear! You're being robbed!" You roar and shake off the foot of snow covering you, the unclear dream still vivid in your mind. Bach uses his spear Lofn to point east. "Those clansmen you saved, they killed your guards and they're taking everything." Folka is by your side in seconds, followed by the spearmen. You sprint along the snowy path of the stolen supplies, straight into an ambush by the bandits originally harassing the clansmen. Sepha turns and smirks. Sepha's about to smirk from the grave. Sepha's about to find out. Stealing from the ravens? You must have a death wish. So who are we up against here? We got her. She can take 4 damage. This unit is injured, causing a strength penalty. Oh shit, I didn't realize he was injured. I took a break in between this session and the last one. He's only injured by like 1 though, so he should be good. Let's start with her, shall we? So do I just have like random spearmen here? Who's on my team? Oh, dude, she's about to get jacked on the first turn. Why would it deploy her right there? That's such a bad spot for her to be in. Oh, man, we're going to have to do some work here. Down she goes. She is going to put a booby trap somewhere. Where that booby trap is at, I don't really know, but that's what she did. That's going to leave them at a diagonal, which is okay by me. We'll rest here and we'll let them move around a bit. Oh, he's going to go after my dude, though. Why are their stats so much better than ours? Holy shit, they have better stats than we do. All of my guys are terrible. Man, we better pray. I don't think this one's going to turn around. These guys are way better than we are, which is weird considering we're trained mercenaries, like trained killing machines. Ah, and there's the trap. Set up diagonally from here. We're going to go in with as much armor breakage as we can manage. Yeah, why are these guys so much stronger than we are? Holy shit, man. These guys are like crazy stronger than we are. They're like the worst soldiers ever. How come I didn't get to choose my army or anything? This is straight whack sauce. These guys have amazing stats. What are these guys, like maximum level? Holy shit. We're going to have to figure something out, that's for sure. Yeah, we're pretty much toast. They're hitting us for crazy damage every turn. How is this even remotely winnable? I feel like this is a battle that you're supposed to lose. Because I see no way that we're turning this one around. Like, these guys have so much armor. I mean, I guess if they stay on her, it'll be alright. I need her to set up diagonally, though. Try and use everything I can here to kind of get this sorted out, but it's ugly. It's real ugly. Their archers have 10 armor? Oh my god. I'm aware of how deflections work. I hate how the game treats you like you're an idiot. Like, yes, I know how deflections work. I had a 10% chance of a deflection, and yet somehow still managed to get one. Because this is why I don't play XCOM. Good god. No. Attack right there, I guess. And there goes another. This is going to be a toughie, though. This is not going to be an easy go of it. I mean, we're winning, kind of, but only because of his double strike thingy that he's got going on. And we're not coming out of it unscathed, either. We're coming out of it fairly chewed on. I don't really want to move him over to there. I guess that'll work for now. Let's break some of this armor off. Let's get her worked up a little bit. He's a pretty good character, all things considered. He is not bad. He's able to do some pretty considerable damage. I actually need to move her to there, because this is one of the last ones up that can still deal damage to me. Wow, problems. Everybody got him, I guess. So Cull the Weak. Doesn't that do something? Killing Blow gives you an extra turn, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't really need the extra turn right now. I suppose I could have used it to go down there and kill her. Wonder if it confers like an extra movement phase, too. And what was her ability? I can't recall what Folka's was. Folka's does something. Either way, though, we gotta do more murder here. Mo murder, mo murder. Wow, we barely turned that one around. Holy shit, that was an ugly fight. That was a really ugly fight. So we got Shield Maiden, so that's pretty cool. That gives us bonus renown. I like how they've added achievements and stuff to the game. They give you bonus renown for doing like special stuff. We got our supplies back, so that's good. Cepha's wounds are great, and she whimpers in the snow. You nod to Folka, who dispatches the bandit archer with haste. This is what helping folks get you, you roar. Grab all these supplies and bring them back to camp, you tell the ravens after hoisting a barrel on each shoulder. Well, at least we managed to kill those that would do us harm, though. That's the plus side. I mean, could be a lot worse. He's injured for one more day. Yeah, if I had been able to pick my team, I think we would have done better right there. Good old Ollie. That guy's got that throwy thing that he does, even though his ear looks kind of chewed on. I really, really like him. That throwing axe thing that he does is amazing. And then apparently Krumer came along, and then Sigbjorn came along as well. And Sigbjorn's the kind of guy that you sort of want to bring along. Whereas Bach, I don't know if I prefer Bach. Is Bach, what level is Bach? He's level 3. He's got 10, 11. He needs work. He's okay. His linkage is cool, but I think I prefer Mogan. Because we're talking same stats with a couple things moved around. Bolverk, he's level 3. It's going to take us 13 to get him up to the next level. He does hit pretty hard. It might be worth it to keep him rocking. I don't know when we're going to be fighting against the dredge next, though. I'll have time to level him up once we get on the road, so I'm not going to concern myself with it for right now. We can rest for a day, or we can just get back on the road. Everybody's wounds are about to heal anyways when this ticks over, so I figure we just get on the road. On the road again. Some of our heroes are injured and need time to rest in camp. Yeah, but that's just, what's his name? The guy that we're not planning on using. Took us a long time to walk one crest of one hill over to a village.
The miners of Bindal are a rough drought. Not a bad place to recruit new blades.
The old wanderer fights his way up next to you. Can't see a damn thing in this mess. Guess old Irix hasn't forgiven you yet. Shouldn't you have died already? Spar grunts. Soon enough, I reckon. Of course, these old bones won't be forming any mountain. Brambles, more like. He squints into the distance. There's bound to be more people from Ormsdalr trying to find a new home in Bindal, Spar says. Crowded towns haven't always been good for us. Well, we're only stopping long enough for supplies. Spar glances up at you and snorts. Sounds good, but these ravens are hungry and lonely. Supplies might mean more than food and mead to them. Won't take much to set the guards on us. He has a point, but there's little to be done about it. The idea of being around so many others in such a confined space makes you tense. You crave a long hunt and sleep in solitude. There really aren't that many of us, are there? It's a pretty big crate. I didn't realize it was that large. All of these people are looking for food and a home. And I'm looking for ale. Is that so much to ask for? I bet that scout tower already sent word of us being here. The snowstorm is worse than ever as you arrive at the walls of the mounting town of Bindal. The gates are closed and you beat a fist against them. Open the faint gates, you shout. From the wall, 2 menders look down on you, then recede. Soon the gates open enough for a half-dozen well-trained guards to greet you. Their one-eyed captain points and says, "Just you." Folka steps to your side. "Not alone," she says. "Yeah, sure, she comes with me." The captain takes a moment to assess the situation and nods. Before following through the gates, you bark commands to the other ravens to stay close and to stay vigilant. Inside the small gatehouse are the 2 menders from the wall, a woman with a fancy spear and a cub of a man holding a staff. Valka Zephyr. It is the Raven Banner. So it seems, but why here and why now? Just passing through on our way to the Blue River, but this blasted storm caught us. Planned to come back this way afterwards for more work, but now we need some food and a place to hole up. We brought some people with us, and they need a new home. I'm sure it felt like the right thing to do, but we're already beyond our capacity here. Are you Bolverk? Bolverk Bloodaxe? Hold your tongue, Nichols. What do you know about me, boy? I've heard all your tales. I can't believe your cold bear cloak is real. Is it true your axe handles are made from your own horns? The old mender places a hand on the young man's shoulders. Wow, I never knew I was traveling with such a legend. You ignore her. Are you in charge here? Where's the governor? The governor left for Arborang a while back with most of the fighters to settle a dispute. The Mender Council sent me to bring the people of Bindle west as we heard too many rumors of dredge. More than rumors. We were in Boarsgard and saw Bellower. The immortal Sunder. How did you escape? Immortal was a joke. He's dead. Nickel's eyes go wide in awe, but Zephyr looks pensive. What about the great rift that opened between Boarsgard and Ormsdollar? We managed. Zephyr looks like she wants to press you for more information. Enough! Open the gates for my ravens. Mercenaries will only panic the people. With everyone from Ormsdollar, it's all I could do to keep them from stampeding like wild yaks. Ugh, fine, we'll camp against the leeward walls. Thank you. You have all the assistance with your shelter a Valka and her assistants can give you. Funny you won't let us in when we're on a job for one of your own. You snarl at Folka for saying too much. She shrugs in response. I'm not aware of another Valka being out in this direction. Who has tasked you? Juno. Zephyr steps back at the name and studies your face for a moment. Nichols, you and the guards see what you can do outside the walls for the people. I'll see to it and make sure the ravens are comfortable. The young mender nods respectfully to Zephyr and grins at you and Folka before leading the guards through the gate. I'm inviting only 2 of you to stay within our walls and enjoy a bit of warmth and comfort. And separate us from my ravens? No. Suit yourself, but your mistrust is unnecessary. It's not mistrust. I believe a leader stays with his soldiers. He suffers with his soldiers. I'm not a fan of the type of leadership that would abandon all of his men outside the walls and then spend his night in the mead hall being all warm next to a fire, enjoying creature comforts. It's not what a real leader does. A real leader will suffer through the storm with everyone else. Maybe, but I shouldn't have to tell you about my job from your superior just to get an invitation. My superior... No, you misunderstand. You have no job. The Valka known as Juno is dead. Like hell she is. Either that or it's a shapeshifter. One or the other. If we go back to the other team right now, they're totally hosed. Like, seriously? Rook's group is in bad shape right now. I don't know how we're going to make it with them. The once energetic Mender approaches looking both worn and troubled. Did he age? He looks older now. I'm not sure I thanked you for the time to recover. I've never woven a spell that strong before. Are you sure you're ready to move on? You look, I know, I caught my reflection earlier. It's a more mature look. The Mender grins and a hint of his former youth shines through. Not everyone would have stopped for so long, especially with the ground rumbling like it has. Tell me what you know about that ground shaking. You were there at Einertoff when that giant serpent appeared, and it feels pretty similar. But why would it be here now? You think it's following us? Avon shrugs again, but does not meet your eyes. Is there something you're not telling me? The Mender's eyes flash with unexpected anger. I'll tell you what you need to know and nothing more. Are we clear? Before he can respond, Avon sags a bit and grips his staff for support. I apologize. It seems I haven't fully recovered. Excuse me. You try to figure out what that was all about as he walks away. Yeah, we ain't got no food right now. What's good is we've got more renown than I know what to do with, but a scout runs up to you. There's a woman tied to a tree up ahead with 4 guards watching her. Strange news draws a good deal of attention from the caravan. The bound woman is ranting and spitting at the 4 guards when you arrive. You ask, what's going on here? This here's a witch, one guard says, plaguing our clan, making everyone really sick, but we caught her and brought her out here. The others nod. She's to be tied here for 5 days without food or water, then cut loose. It's been 3 days so far. She'll die on her own after that long without anything to eat or drink, you say. That's not on us, the guard responds, but if you want to set her free, we'd be bigger fools than you to get in your way. You consider what to do. How do you know she's a witch? Everyone looks at the woman who's grinning a toothless grin. She scratches at the tree bark and calls out the dead gods one by one. If that's not enough, the guard says, she was seen squeezing mistletoe berries into water troughs. Think I heard that makes you sick. The other guards bob their heads in agreement. You consider what to do. Ursa, any thoughts? Ursa smiles and saunters towards the tied woman. She says a few quiet words to the prisoner and looks over before returning. My suggestion, she says, burn her and the tree to the ground. You consider what to do. I don't like it, but this isn't our concern. We don't like it either, the guard says, but thanks for leaving us to it, and the caravan rolls by. The woman screams curses and hexes, leaving most feeling sorry for her or scared. I mean, Ursa's a witch too, or at least she says she's a witch. I think she's bullshitting most of the time. Easy, boy, a clansman shouts as a Yox cart nearly topples to one side. The tamped path of the Eastway Road is steadily turned into a cracked shamble. Looking ahead, it only gets worse. Various chasms gape like open mouths. You gaze back to Avon, who looks at you and shakes his head. The entire caravan comes to a halt. We'll be eating our belts before fighting a way across this broken road, especially with this many. And there's no telling how far we'd have to backtrack to head north. Then we'll head across south to Ormsva Riverbed. We can head across Grundar and on west. Trigby peers around Hakon's elbow before coming fully into view. Heading south is questionable. Those people. Why do you say that? Maybe I spent a lifetime there. Plenty of things to eat under logs, but there's also people in the bogs. His eyes go wide. The Scald should hear my rhyme. What's wrong with heading south? Different ways of living. Old ways. Stick to the mud. And cragsmen are less bothersome. I think he's talking about the boggers, the rough backwards people of the Schwarzbog. Trigby frowns at Ivor. Words like that can find you swollen and filled with poison. He puffs out his cheek and stares at Ivor. This is why Varl tend to keep to themselves. Each human is crazy in their own way. Trigby hunches over with laughter until suddenly he stops, sniffs the air, and marches away. Strange, but it's a fair warning. We're crossing over into lands most of us have never seen. Just because we left those dredge behind doesn't mean we won't have more wars ahead of us. If we had more supplies, I'd say we should stop for a few days and train some clansmen to fight. You consider your options. We need to keep the few remaining clansmen moving. Ivor looks over the incredibly small caravan. He waits for Hakon to walk away before saying anything. It's your responsibility to keep these people alive, you know. There's nothing for you to say. Where do you want me to get food at, man? There ain't no food. We haven't seen a single food vendor in a long-ass time. I mean, I don't really know what to tell you right now. I have no words. A metal clanking is heard in the distance and grows louder. You see a Yox cart surrounded by 4 Varl and an old woman hitting a ladle against a pan. All sorts of things for sale, she says, but her eyes go wide when she looks at you. It's you! Special deals when it comes to you. Let me see what you have. Of course, Madir says, but make up your mind. Madir will be gone as quick as she arrived, and don't get any ideas about sneaking off with things. These 4 Varl have the keenest eyes, the sharpest blades, and the shortest tempers. You feel them watching your every move. 1 renown gets 2. Alright, well, we need to take this up. I'm going to buy out the entire caravan because I don't really have much of a choice. Got the Hope of the Gods, 1+1 to all talent ranks, armor, divert, arm attacks. That's pretty good right there. Hagen's Fall, broken talent rank. Okay, 2 armor. Bjorulf's Drop. 3 will talent ranks. Sight of the Trueless, or Sight of the Statue of a Sightless Man. Dodge attacks and +2 strength. That's pretty good. These 2 are really good, and we'd still have renown left over. I'll probably take Hope of the Gods, and I'll probably take this one right here for the +2 strength, and then we'll leave the rest. I'm going to confirm that, at least with 18 renown, which is not a lot, but it's enough for now. Let me camp for a moment. I think I'm going to break off the episode right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of the Banner Saga 2. I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Hi, do out there, everybody, and I will see you when we commence the playthrough again.